talk about
go ahead and pause, or I could just record it here. Okay, see now he's working again.
okay.
And
Sorry guys, this is live. This is all the way live. Okay, so where was I at? Okay, well let me say this. Everyone knows we are in November now, and Nappy Hair normally does an annual fall sale. I've been doing that for the past 6 years, and you guys know that the full wigs went away for a period of time. So I just stopped production on them. And honestly, I do want to say this because, I'm honest with the community. The full wigs were not moving the way that they move now. So I don't know if it was just, a seasonal thing, like wigs weren't popping, but my wigs are different. My wigs are where you leave your edges out. My edges are out right now. Um, and I am wearing a full wig, and this wig is dyed, and you already know I always wear, well, 9 times out of 10, I wear kinky coarse texture, which blends in with my hair with the least amount of heat. I showed you guys in my stories on Instagram. For those of you that are watching on YouTube, I showed you in my stories my hair naturally in its natural state. So all I did to my hair was blow dry it, and then I curled it with a curling iron. I did not press it out. I did not flat iron it, and I think I have a good undetectable blend. Okay, so the remaining full wigs that I have just over 50, just about 50 full wigs. I'm going to start releasing those on the website starting Monday, whatever date Monday is, the 9th. Okay, so Monday the 9th, I will start releasing the full wigs, and they'll be updated. I don't think I'll be able to classify all 55 over the weekend. I'll try to and get them on the website, but I will be rolling them out slowly during the week. So it is a first come, first serve. There's no other option, like there's no customization to the full wigs because the full wigs are not in production right now. So the ones that are available are literally ones that I have had for some years, and they're all brand new, never used. And so yeah, if you want a wig that you can, just leave your edges out. You don't want to deal with the U-part wig. If the U-part wig is like too much hair out, then you can definitely get a full wig. So the full wigs are gonna roll out on Monday, and also my old cap style U-part wigs are gonna be available. So if you come on nappyhair.com right now and you order a U-part wig, you are receiving the new cap style. Okay. And I listened to the community for the past couple years, and everyone had an issue with the nape of the neck in the U-part wig. So everybody else who wears U-part, everybody else out there who has U-part wigs, when you change the nape of the neck after you see this wig, because I'm going to show it to you, I just want you to know you got it from me. Okay, I'm just saying that right now. because it didn't exist. All right. So I'm gonna show you the old cap style, which I use all the time. A lot of you guys who comment on my lives where I show my 22-inch natural course U part wig that everyone absolutely loved. That was an old cap style. I was wearing it for years. I've shown you my tips and tricks and how I would tighten my cap, but I find that a lot of the members in the community, they're not as savvy as I am with tightening the cap. So I've completely adjusted the cap to remove that. Well, I don't want to say to remove it, to make it not as noticeable. The nape, you guys were saying the nape caused too much of a gap. Okay? So for me, I was fine with that gap. Like nobody could see the gap. Although everyone who was wearing a wig, you could feel that gap. Totally understand that, but nobody can see it. Like I could have a gap in my wig right now in the back. How can you see that? How can anyone tell? You can't. You can feel it. So for those of you who are wig wearers who are a little apprehensive, you were like, "Oh my gosh, this is too big." So anyways, the new cap solves that problem. It does fit better. And it shortens the cap size because the nape is gone. It fits more snug to your head now that the nape is gone. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a new one. And okay, well, let me start with the old one first. Okay, so there's a post on my Instagram with me wearing this U-part wig. This was the first 22-inch that I showed and everyone absolutely loved. This was inspired for the birthday collection that I did where I sold the 22-inch U-part wig and I had matching clip-ins to the front of your hair. And I had 35 of them and all 35 sold. So thank you guys for doing that for my birthday. Okay, so but this is the old cap style. And side note, while I'm here, this wig hasn't been curled in I don't even know how long, but it's still holding a curl. So shout out to all of you guys who say your hair doesn't hold a curl. I don't know what you're doing with your hair, but I'm here to help you. Because can I say that? I hope that doesn't come off mean because I'm not coming off mean. But it's like I literally do not know what you guys are doing to your hair. So with these lives, we're gonna work through it, okay? Because I'm here to serve the community. All right. So sometimes I may get a little. You may think I'm being mean. I'm not being mean. I'm here to serve. Okay. But this is the old cap style. Okay. Hopefully this is. I don't know if this is showing on Instagram. Okay, it is. Okay. So let me unhook this because I always crisscross my U-part wigs like the nape. And let me say this. Community, remember that everybody's head is different. These wigs are made for a general head size, okay? So that's the circumference of your head. It's not really made to what type of head you have, like what type of shape you have, right? Like there's a ton of different head shapes out there. So if you need something really specific to your head type your head shape, which everybody's is different, you know. Some are, some people are wider in the ear to ear. Some people have larger nape. Some people have shorter nape. When I'm talking about the nape, I'm talking about the back of your neck. I'm talking about your kitchen, okay? Shout out to those who know what I'm talking about. So this is a general cap. Right? So for you to get custom, you need to order a custom wig. You need to send me your measurements and we can talk about it, okay? So this is this is the medium old cap style, which I have. I don't know how many do you think we have? We have about 50 of these, okay? So these are going to be discounted. Because I want to get rid of them. And so this is, but I do want to say this. If there's some people who still like the old cap style, let me know. We can totally do that. It'll just be a custom order now, because the majority of you who are new to wearing wigs, I totally understand that. Like, you're new to wearing extensions. This cap is gonna help you better. So let's see if I can show side by side. I don't know how clear that is. That good, Mike? Okay. So you probably can't tell. Let me see if I can. Okay, you can kind of see how this is. You see that extra? It's an extra piece, and it's the nape. It's right here. It's this section. How it's now. Can you see the? Can you see the difference, Mike? Slightly.
Yes.
Well, I can't see it. Can ask the people? Can they see it? It's shortened. Okay, so look at this nape, and then look at that. Okay, so this one.
No, you can see the difference.
This one goes like, okay, it has your ear tabs. Maybe I'll get close. And then it goes down, and then it goes like a little bit longer. Well, when we cut that, we're basically stopping it like up here. I've just removed that, okay? So that's what this guy does. Sorry, maybe I'll have to do like a regular like
No, you can see it.
video on this. Okay.
And they said yes, they can see it.
Okay. Also, like, we cut this. Actually, really, what this new cap was, this new cap is designed the same way that the new full wigs will be. Well, actually, I don't want to get into all that because we'll talk about that later. But yes, this is the new U-part cap size, okay, or cap style, okay. We've removed. This one just looks more like circular to me, and this one gives me a little bit more oval because of that little extra nape down there that apparently the majority of y'all in the community don't need. But let me just say this while I'm here. I still will crisscross my drawstring because I'll tell you why. Like, for me, I would rather have the tightness of the cap than have what would be the word for it? The weight of the clips, because the clips sometimes can get like, they feel weighted on my head when I'm wearing the wig a long time. So I like to still crisscross. So if you crisscross, yes, you will have like a little hole in there, but that's when you can see it. And all my pictures where you guys are raving about my U-part wig, you can't see it. How could you see the inside? It's on my head. Okay. So do I have any questions about U-parts? Okay. Like I said, the old cap style. So we have about 50 old cap style, and we have about 50 full wigs. So those will start to roll out and starting next Monday. Okay. So I think that's all about those. Yeah. So I just want to say this. We're gonna go through every piece that I have left. They will start to roll out on the website on Monday, and then the full wigs are going to be gone. They will come back, but that's a production issue. The ones that I have available, like, I'm selling them.
There's a new cap that be smaller because it's a little bit.
To customize your wig to a smaller cap, we can do that too. Okay, so I'm done with the wigs, U-part wigs and the full wigs. And as I mentioned before, last week I dropped my new product, which is called the Texture Match. and the texture match was created for who new members who are joining the community and old members of the community who have been sticking to like one hair extension type. So they've been using probably either one of the four that require heat, which would be kinky coarse, natural coarse, not so nappy, or natural straight. And they've been just using one of those types. So say you've been, with nappy hair for some time and you've just been buying kinky coarse, but you're curious as to how natural coarse would work with your hair or natural straight. You can now try that without committing to a full set of clip-ins or a whole U-part wig. Try the samples first and see which one blends in with your hair. Now, when we're talking about blending with your hair, I'm meaning with heat, not a blend without heat. So that's the first texture match that we've launched, is for hair extensions that match your hair, but you're trying to determine which one matches with the least amount of heat or the most amount of heat. And there is a video, like I said, I saved my live from last week on Instagram and on YouTube. But I want to talk a little bit further about hair type, because over the years, the question that I would get all the time is, a new member who wants to join the community, they will send me a message and they'll say, their hair will be heat styled, and they'll send me a picture and say, I want some extensions, but I don't know what my hair type is. And they're showing me a picture of their hair, but their hair is heat styled. And I'm like, girl, your hair is heat styled. That's not your natural hair type. So it's not to say that straightening our hair is not natural, because it is. We can straighten our hair, is versatile, and our hair can take heat. However, when we're talking about hair types, and I'm going to bring out my favorite book, you guys are going to see this probably in every live, because the hair typing system that has 1, 2, 3, and 4 was created by my guy, Andre Walker. And this book is from 1997, okay? And I just started really hearing about hair types in the last 10 years. So that would have been, how many years? Like 13 years after the book was written. It's like, what is hair type? I didn't grow up talking about hair types, okay? I grew up saying I had black hair. Well, no, my hair naturally is not black. My hair is black now because I dye my hair. So my hair type is kinky or coily. I'm using kinky and coily synonymously. I know some people like to differentiate between kinky and coily. Just from, in my personal opinion, I think, I don't know. I think they're kind of synonymous, kinky and coily. But Andre uses kinky in the book as a hair type, okay? So when you send me a message, or when you're just looking in general, and you are like, okay, I'm looking for extensions, but what matches my hair? Okay, I understand your question, but your question is misinformed when you are coming to me and you're showing me your hair already heat styled. If your hair is coily or curly, your hair can look a ton of different ways when you apply heat to it. I hope you guys are picking up what I'm putting down, because heat styling to hair type 3 and 4 is not the natural hair type. And so when we're talking about hair types, we're talking about your hair that has no heat on it, right? So when Andre Walker talks about hair types and he lists the first hair type as being straight, that means that person wakes up, their hair is straight. Wets their hair is straight. Dries their hair is straight. That does not happen for the community that I'm serving. Okay? When we wet our hair is not straight at all. I mean, shout out to those of you who are in the community where your hair is, but nappyhair.com is not catering to women who have naturally straight hair, who would be hair type 1. Nappyhair.com caters to women who have the hair type kinky, as Andre describes it, and curly. So those are type 4, which is kinky, and type 3, which is curly. And we primarily cater to women who have kinky hair because the majority of women who should be shopping at nappyhair.com are in type 4. Like, period, point blank. Like, let's stop saying the majority of us are in type 3, wishing our hair is curly when our hair is not curly. Your hair is coily, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay, I think, did I explain that enough? Okay, so I feel like, and this is what I said in my live last week, and in some new content that I'm going to be uploading today, is I think we have been confused with the words that we have been using when we're talking about our hair. So we're now, we've been hearing this hair type because of the natural hair community on YouTube. And, for those of you who watch a lot of hair stuff, you do know that, right now there's been a little bit of a shift in the natural hair community because it got so rigid that it took on a life of its own that I don't necessarily think that was the intention. I think the intention was to educate women. However, there became, it wasn't inclusive. It was kind of exclusive. And now there's a lot of people who are saying, hey, you know what? We need to be more inclusive. And we really need to understand and go back to, if we're going to be using the hair typing system, and there are other hair typing systems, but the one where it's 1, 2, 3, and 4, you really need to read this book because he's the one who created it. So shout out to everybody, giving their opinions on hair typing, but in my opinion, I think we should kind of go back to the guy what his intention was. And his intention was for your hair care, okay? So if you have kinky hair, how can you care for it so you can feel good about what is natural to you, because you can't change your hair. Even if you chemically alter your hair for a period of time, your new growth will come out, okay? So there's nothing that you can do totally permanently. Even if you cut your hair, your follicles are still there, so it's gonna grow back. Okay, so enough about that. Okay, what did I have next? So basically with hair type, this is why I think the texture match is so important, and it will help those of you who are on your journey to further accepting your hair for what it is, and knowing and understanding that you can create beautiful hairstyles with your hair. And really, as I've been doing my research, we are just so confused on which hair, because we have thought like there is this hierarchy of hair, which there is not. There's just different types of hair, but they are all equal because they're all human hair. Somehow this hierarchy, which we can talk about another time, but now in 2020, we have enough education and enough tools to know there is absolutely nothing wrong with our hair. For those of us who have curly and kinky and coily hair. But because of that miseducation, because of this hierarchy that did exist one time, and I think it's up to us to stop it. Like, we don't have to continue in creating some hierarchy of hair. Like, that's just ridiculous. So because we are more knowledgeable, we just need to understand our hair, and the texture match is the tool to help you to understand your hair by using samples, because you can watch a ton of videos on YouTube, You can, hashtag it up on Instagram, but you, the consumer, still cannot see, touch, and feel and blend in your hair. Will blend in hair extensions to see, okay, what is going to work with me with the least amount of heat. And Texture Match solves that problem. Do I have any questions?
No, just little comments.
I don't have any How do I not have questions? So with the Texture Match, the one that we have right now is designed to help you understand which hair extensions are going to match with your hair with the least amount of heat or the most amount of heat. But heat is a requirement. So you either need to put heat on your hair or heat on the extensions. So if you go to nappyhair.com, you will see the Texture Match, and the Texture Match list the 4 samples that come in this kit. And those samples are kinky coarse, natural coarse, not so nappy, and natural straight. Not so nappy and natural straight, in my opinion, well, there's no doubt about natural straight because it's literally just straight hair. And I think I have this sample here. So this is natural straight, okay? And if we're talking about hair typing, remember, straight hair stays straight at all times, okay? Can straight hair be curled? Absolutely. But this hair will stay straight when it's wet. There's no curl. It does not, when you wet it, it does not have a curl pattern on it such as natural coarse does. No. Can natural coarse be straightened? 100%, because it's human hair. And human hair can be straightened. It can be heat styled. But the natural straight texture is only straight. That's it. So with your Texture Match, you're able to see, learn, know, and feel, and apply to your hair. You would probably be more comfortable leaving your hair out because it's your natural hairline. Okay? So as you can see,
And what you plan on coming with.
I'm just gonna show them my. What was that?
What your new plan is for wigs.
What my new plan is? Is that a question?
I'm telling you.
Oh, sorry. So I do have a new option for my full wigs in the interim while the full wigs are still halted on production. So I do have something that I will be debuting really soon in a couple weeks at the end of the month. And so I will talk about that in a couple weeks. I'll just say that, in a couple weeks, closer to the end of the month is when I'll talk about that product. I think I might have covered everything. How much time are we on?
We're approaching 30 minutes.
30 minutes? Okay. So yeah, if I don't have any questions, I think I'm gonna end the live. I'm just
Can you
thinking.
make the caps smaller on the Pro wigs?
So the caps have already been made smaller. So the small cap. Oh, let me say this while we're on the part. This is another thing with texture match, why the texture match is so important, and especially for those women who want to join the community. All right, so you want to join the community, you first need to understand what is going to blend in with your hair with the least amount of heat. And let me explain why. Because sometimes I will have customers who know that they're type 4. Shout out to all the type 4s. I'm a type 4 as well. And they will then buy natural straight, and then they will come into the comments and complain that they have to straighten their hair. Excuse me, your your hair is natural straight, honey. Okay, this takes heat all day. Don't even play, act like it doesn't. All right. But with the texture match, and this is why it's so important, and I love it because we never have we been able to have samples of hair extensions which different levels of heat come to our home where we can try it out and see what is going to work. Because I totally get it. Like maybe that customer was thinking, oh, I want to heat style my hair. I want my hair to be straight because a lot of women who are type 3 and type 4, we have been heat styling our hair for years, and there's nothing wrong. Oh yeah, that was another thing. There's nothing wrong with heat styling your hair. Okay, let's be clear on that. Heat styling your hair is 100% natural. 100%. And that's the beauty of having kinky and coily hair, is that you have the option to heat style your hair. Heat styling your hair does not mean heat damage. I'm not heat damaged over here because I use a type of extension that requires the least amount of heat on my hair. I don't put heat on my hair every day. This was the first, me shampooing my hair today was the first time I shampooed my hair in 3 weeks, so I wasn't putting heat on my hair. Okay, so I'm not putting heat on my hair every single day to blend in. Now, back in the day when I was wearing, I don't even know, I'll just say body wave hair, okay, like that texture. Was I having to heat style my hair? 100% I was. Would I perm my edges like a lot of community members have done before? Absolutely. See, time's up on that. I'm not doing that anymore. I am not chemically altering my hair to blend in with my extensions. Now, for those of you who want to chemically alter your hair, shout out to you. Like, no judgment here. But we shouldn't have to chemically alter our hair to have hair extensions to add fullness or length to our hair. Our hair needs to be included in the beauty industry when it comes to hair extensions. And I think it could only take somebody who is in the community to create something like this. So, but when she talked about cap size, sorry I went off on that tangent, but with the texture match, the free gift is a measuring tape, okay? So I get questions all the time. How long is 16 inches gonna look on me? I don't know. I don't know. Now you can know by using your measuring tape and seeing which extensions that you want. Well, you can see however long you want your hair to fall, you can find out what that measurement is, because that's really what you're asking. Like, I have read between the lines. I know what you're asking, and so I'm here to help. So that's where the measuring tape comes in. And the measuring tape is a free gift that comes in your texture match kit, okay? And I absolutely love that now everyone will be able to see and know their wig cap size just based on the circumference of your head. So for those of you who want to go smaller or you want to go larger, now you'll know that before purchasing a U-part wig. And I totally get it. As a consumer, I'm a consumer too. Purchasing a U-part wig and then the cap size doesn't work, and then you're mad at me. I don't want you to be mad at me. I want to help. I am here to serve. Okay.
Also, just to reiterate, the full wigs will be on the website.
Okay, so
and
yes.
It's be similar to the one that you're wearing
Will it be similar? Okay, so it will be similar. Now, this is one of my personal wigs, and a lot of you know I usually add more hair to my wigs. I'm not afraid of big hair at all. And I wear kinky course because kinky course gives me a fuller look, just naturally how the texture, how the type of hair extension is. Okay, so the full wigs that are going to be on the website are 150% density. So, and that's the same for the U-part wigs. So this old cap style, this 22 inch, this is 150% density. Oh, and I should say this, there probably will not be any 22 inches, sorry. The 22 inch is not it'll be on my in-stock length. So for U-part wigs, 12, 14, 14, 16, 16, 18. There may be a few 18, 20s. One or two. So whoever gets it, like, good luck to you. There won't be any of the long ones. But the long ones will be coming back. And also, if you want a longer U-part wig, you can always do a custom order. I'll just say this really quick about custom orders, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Is another thing with the texture match kit. I'm gonna be doing a live with some of the customers who have purchased the texture match before it was available to everyone on the website. And they purchased the texture match kit, and then they placed their custom order. So, you know, on my pieces in stock are not a one size fit all. Someone wants shorter hair, someone wants longer hair. Well, you can do that option, and I think consumers are going to feel way more comfortable with doing a custom order after they purchase their texture match, because you really don't need to purchase and commit to one product to know about the brand. This is how the texture match solves that problem. You're able to see the different hair extensions that we have. You're able to blend them in with your hair and see how it's going to work for you with the least amount of heat or more heat, depending on what you want to do. But again, I'm always going to recommend the least amount of heat because that's how your hair is going to be healthier. Okay, so because the website doesn't have everything for everybody, with the texture match kit, you will learn which blend is going to blend best with your hair for what you want to do with the hairstyle that you want to create. You do have your tape measure, so you will know what length you want, and also you'll be able to determine what your wig cap size is. So with determining those things, if there's something that you want that's not an in-stock purchase, it can be a custom order. So now you don't have to buy a product, test it out, and then see, oh, well, I do want to do this custom. Like, no. This is why the texture match is here to serve you. It's totally here to serve the community. So I think that's it. Thank you all for tuning in on Instagram and on YouTube, and I will talk to you all next week. Take care. It's okay. I think it's up at the top end. I'll stop it. Oh, yeah, stop.